my play. Pandemic darling Peloton, the company pedaled so hard it sweated off more than half their market cap last year. But they've attacked the hill climb this year. I got Shauna with that one. Shares up nearly 60% this year. Multiple companies, meanwhile, reportedly eyeing an acquisition of Peloton, which would have cost $50 billion at their peak, but now riding through a bit of a valley below $5 billion in terms of market cap. Blackwell Capital, one of the company's largest investors, suggested a few names in a recent letter to the company, writing Apple, Disney, Sony, Nike, plus any number of tech, streaming, metaverse, and sportswear companies might get Peloton back towards the front of the pack. While neither has commented publicly, Amazon and Nike are both reportedly interested here. Peloton will report results tomorrow, and ahead of that release, revenue estimates have been downward revised 22 times, just once upward. And look at the stock. A huge jump up today, not necessarily on this report, just ahead of earnings tomorrow. I want to throw in a name. I'm not a large investor, an investor at all. I think Netflix ought to be considered here because they internally talk a lot about wanting people on the platform more regularly. This is not about streaming a series, but they want people on it each day. And there aren't many things to do that. That's why I think this makes sense for Netflix.
You know, that is a compelling story there. And I'm not sold, but I think it's interesting. And I wouldn't count it out when you talk about the content
You can say that's
play.
a heck no.
I think it's far-fetched, but I do think maybe there is some sort of possibility there in terms of the most likely, I think, if Peloton were to get bought, I would have to go with Amazon. Given that partnership that we've already seen from Peloton, it does certainly seem to be paying off a bit when you take a look at their subscriber numbers, what we're expected to see tomorrow morning when they do report. Subs are expected to be added there, although it might be slightly below the street's expectations. But Peloton needs to do something to diversify their business, to get some of that momentum back that they have lost pretty significantly since peak pandemic times.
My bet is on Apple. Hardware.
Yeah.
And they certainly have the money for it.
Apple and Amazon have the most cash and a ton of content needs as well, certainly. Inez, thank you.